Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Not only is this obviously the first fifth grade band concert of the year, this is the first time ever in this district that we've had a winter beginner concert. So this is the first for a lot of things, for this school and for these kids. The idea behind it is that it gives all the kids on stage a chance to show off what they've been working so hard on now, instead of having to wait till June. And it also gives you, the parents, an opportunity to see that all those sounds that you get to hear, when you put them together, it's different. So, just want you to know that. I think that you'll be very impressed with the collective sound that you hear tonight, no matter what might be shattering your windows at home. My name's Todd Schaefer. I'm the director of the band program. As you can see me running around for the concert, I think we've used every chair on this side of our high school and every stand, including some folding stands and a drum set stool. So we have a great concert tonight. We are also going to give you, the parents, and the students an opportunity to hear what happens if you practice and stick with it, because we have two high school groups that we're going to kind of stick in to play one song each tonight as well. There's a woodwind choir and there's a brass choir. Now you're going to see and hear instruments from the high school kids that you do not see up here. Those come next year in 6th grade, so watch out, parents. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce the 5th grade band directors, Mr. Martins and Mr. Marcotte.
Hi everybody and welcome. Now it's too short. Thank you guys for being here. So this is the first time we're doing a January concert. This is actually really exciting. The musicians on the stage just a couple months ago didn't even know which end of the trombone to blow into. They didn't know how to put the thing together. So after just a couple months of really working hard, they're starting to sound less like farm animals and more like musicians. So we're going to get to hear a little bit of the gamut of what happens. So for this first concert, we kept the program pretty simple. These are our beginning songs. They're mostly one note each. It isn't until we get to the second concert in June that we start really mixing things up and get it a little funky. So the first song we have for you is Half Counts, and then we're going to follow it up by Hot Cross Buns. Next song we have for you is Rolling Along, a classic that we really like to play. And it's the first time we actually start to introduce quarter note rests that last a shorter duration of time. It gives the musicians an opportunity to work in breath points and start getting the physical side of playing involved in the actual music they're producing. So this is Rolling Along. the musicians on stage, we're going to get into one of our high school ensembles. Directed by Mr. Marcotte, my fellow director of the 5th grade band. This is the high school brass choir.
All right, while they're getting set up, I don't have mics, so I'll just talk to you about one. Like Mr. James said, when you get into high school and as you move on to your musical career, you're providing more opportunities. Especially parents of older musicians, you know this for sure. So one of the opportunities, aside from going on trips and whatnot, is the opportunity to be in after-school music groups. So instead of just doing music during the school day like fifth grade is doing, you make music part of your life, you play after school, and you get very involved. And it gives the kids an opportunity to play in like the upper echelon of music. In a brass choir like this, each student has an individual part. Nobody is sharing the same part. It's a lot of musical responsibility. And when you make it a part of your life, you put so much time into it, you get to be part of it. So, without further ado, the high school brass choir playing A Toy.
Next week, we're going to be passing out forms about private lessons. It's going to have all the information you need to know. If you have any questions about that, you can email either myself or Mr. Martins, and we'll have the email provided. Thank you.
Next song we have by our 5th grade band is Go Tell Aunt Rhody, which is an American folk song. So as our music gets a little bit, or as we're progressing for harder and harder music, our music starts to split up and we don't all get to play the same notes at the same time. So the first thing, the first duet we actually have in the program is entitled Split Decision. We're all playing the same note but in different rhythms. So if you listen very closely, you can hear kind of how we pass back and forth, different rhythms and different pulsations of the beat. It's a split decision. So those of you with really, really fine-tuned ears have heard everything in the program so far follow a scalar passage. It's always followed the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next up we have is the first time we start skipping around the instruments. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, etc., etc. The song is entitled March Steps. I'm going to pass the stage over to Mr. Arnold and the woodwind choir here, and then for the second half of the program, Mr. Markoff's going to take over the 5th grade. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of in a way a strange thing because it wasn't that long ago that these people were sitting there where they were. And this is what happens after many years of practice. And it's really great to see all of you here today. It's a great thing. Please continue with what you're doing.
alumni of BMR and a member of the band during her youth, Mrs. Kelly St. Clair.
I just want to say hi to all the Korea families and guests. I'm just going to explain for a few seconds who the Blackstone Millville Music Association is, what we do, and how it involves your children. My name is Kelly St. Clair, and I'm a Blackstone Millville Music Association board member as well as Lisa Jorday. I'm not sure what else is also a board member. And I have a few students in the music program, one that performs with the woodwind choir, and I also am a parent of a fifth grader. So I just want to let you know that our main goal in the MES-AFM is to work hand in hand with the music instructors to provide the best possible opportunities for the kids in the music program in this district, which includes our fifth graders, all the way up to the seniors. We provide support in the form of monetary for things like new instruments, which your children might have the opportunity to use in the future. To provide scholarships for things like private music lessons and for college scholarships, and also summer camps. We also provide support in the form of volunteerism for chaperones and for crews that work for all kinds of things, all kinds of events and concerts and shows that the association I think that with your program tonight, there should be a letter in there detailing all the things that the music association really accomplishes. We're happy to be serving the kids in this program and for you guys to put a face to the name. We hope that you are able to support our organization in the future so that we continue growth in all of our children. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the show.
Our next song, Listen to Our Sections, is a neat song because it's the first chance for your students to have the opportunity to have their own responsibilities, sort of like what you heard down here, where each section has a different part of the next. And you get to hear that each section is highlighted in the song. Listen to our sections. Skip Letney Row and go straight to Claire de la Lune. Our next song, I'm sure you know, we're going to be playing it in the form of a duet, London Bridge. Before we end our concert this evening, just want to say a very big thank you for all of the support that you've given your students this year. Thank you for bringing them down, and of course, thank you for being here today. I'd also like to thank the administration, Dr. Paul Haughey, and also Carol Brown, the principals at both Louisville and Blackstone Anthem Elementary School for their support this school year. Thanks again for coming down. Hope to see you soon. Oh, actually, just before we leave, there is a concert June 17th, June 7th rather, our final concert of the year. It's a little bit more of a big deal than this. There's a few more songs in it. There are more involved songs, and the kids are really, really excited for that. And there will be a reception to follow. That's June 7th. Thanks again for coming out.